Hi there, my name is Namida Sai and last week I made a game. 1.5 games actually, but I'll get to that. Yes, you know what this means. It's once again Game Jam time. Which one was it this time? Well, only one of the biggest ones around, Brackeys. If you haven't heard of it, Brackeys is a YouTube channel that us, beginner Unity developers, look up to in a close to religious fashion to say the least. And even though the channel is now asleep, there were close to 10,000 of us participating and over 1,900 submissions in total. Kinda makes you feel like a pin in a haystack, huh? But let's get to the point. So I made 1.5 games last week. One of them is kinda cool. It's complex, deep, and meaningful, a critique of our society and the way we interact. A story with moral choices about an online network sysadmin. The other is a top-down shooter disguised as a snooker game. Guess which one of the two I've finished and submitted. So the theme was announced on Sunday, and I started brainstorming straight away, thinking about what to do, and... Hold up, what date is it? Oh So I started brainstorming. The theme was Stronger Together. After my usual consultation with the wife, I pinned down these couple of principles I really wanted for the game. 1. The enemies get stronger together. 2. They make link between themselves. 3. The player's goals is to break those links. So I started making the game. It would be set in a dystopian future where people connect with each other online, but you, as the player, will be in charge of censoring those relationships and bear down on dissidents opposed to the government. Then I thought it'd be cool making the player interact with those nodes with a terminal interface. And then I thought, what if I add story elements to it? And then maybe add a bit of Papers, Please inspiration on top, with decision-making elements. And then... Okay, hold up, what? I didn't see the time pass. It's the end of day 3 and I don't even have gameplay yet. I just have a semi-functional terminal and a bunch of nodes appearing on the grid. Damn it. No, this won't work. I'm never gonna finish it in time. But I spent so much time on this already, I can just drop it now. Can I? If you end up in a similar situation, do what I did. Go back to the origin. What do you actually want to make? Can you still get there? Can you cut it down enough to make it fit in the time remaining while skipping the game's identity? I took a hard look and realized I wouldn't be able to finish. And if I did come close to finishing, it would not be what I had in mind. Far worse, it wouldn't be fun to play. So I came back to the 3 core principles I identified earlier. How about a top-down shooter where the enemies make link between themselves, becoming stronger and stronger as they do? Okay, that's good, but I think it's still missing something to make it unique. Let's try design by subtraction. What if I take away the shooting from a top-down shooter? Instead, you just push the enemy around and break the link. Yeah, now that's something I can work with. Let's do this. Okay, so I've set up the AI using the stuff I've learned working on Tsujigiri, my main game project. A quick aside, it's basically Hotline Miami but with samurais. If you want to learn more about it, check out the playlist I've set up on the channel. So we've got a ball running around, detecting where the player is, using pathfinding and steering behaviors to move smoothly. I can push it with a shotgun-like attack. How did I make that? Trade secrets. I need a way of killing the enemies since the player can't really damage them directly. Okay, let's just put a square that kills stuff on contact, that'll do.
8 hours later.
Turns out making enemies merge is not as easy as I thought. I tried altering the transform's parents on the go, but it ended up throwing me for 100 errors per second. Then, I remember I had used something in Dreams, a PS4 game that's basically a small game engine, something called joins, which allows connecting objects to each other. You know, physics. Don't ask me why I didn't think about using them in Unity. No, really, it hurts, just don't. Finish refactoring the code to create fixed joints between objects, and it finally works as expected. We're good to go. I've sent the game to QueryMaster to test and we're good, we're getting somewhere. He said it felt like a snooker game and I thought, yeah, that actually sounds about right, let's go with that. He also pointed out that it'd be better with a wider variety of enemies, but I don't have the time to design them. Luckily, it shouldn't be too hard to play with some of the variables I already have in place. Let's change the scale of the enemies on spawn and make their velocity proportional to their scale. Whilst we're at it, might as well adjust their score value and damage in the process. At this point there's a lot of things I'd like to do to make it more like a pinball meets shooter kind of game. But no, that won't do. I need to cut that to-do list. My goal is to make a juicy game, a fun game. To make fun, you need to have fun. Any to-do that makes me stress more than excited, I'm cutting out. What's left to do is making it look good and feel good. But you know the drills. Particles, awesome! Camera shake, post-processing, fancy fonts, voila. We can do this. Let's do the sound effects first. I could try whipping the synth out and make some bips and bloops, but the day is looking long already as it is, so I decided to try out Leshy SF Designer instead for a bit of a retro feel. Next, we should really get on that soundtrack. I found some cool electronic tracks on bandsound.com and it sounds... Finally, I make some art. I keep to the basic geometric shapes. To make it pop or come alive a bit more, I play with emission maps to make only parts of the sprite glow, then add some animations with Unity's animator. I finish around 2 AM and submit the game. If there's one thing I learned from this game jam is this. Keeping a game under scope is really hard, even when you're painfully aware you need to do it. It's fine to bloom with ideas at the start, but you need to always keep in mind when you're coming up with ideas that a lot of them should get cut down. As you're making the game, just keep cutting. Cut, cut, cut. When it comes to game feel and juice, better to take the most out of what you have already than keep adding more and more until it's all a big pile of bull. I think that's my time. The game is up on itch.io to play for free in your browser. Check it out. Let me know in the comments what you think. Also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.